most entrepreneurs are putting in a lot of hours in their business. However, they're not seeing the results. The reason why this is the case is because they don't have a hustle problem. They simply don't understand what leverage is. Every wealthy entrepreneur uses leverage to scale beyond what they can do alone. Today, I'm going to break down what leverage actually is, the types of leverage that you can use, and how leverage has actually helped me be able to scale my business. When I first started in the car rental business, I was doing everything by myself, from taking phone calls, to setting up rentals, to collecting payments, to washing cars. This was a lot of work for me to handle on my own, especially as I started to scale the business. On top of working a full time job at GE Healthcare, it was a hassle at the very least to continue to scale my business. Then I discovered leverage. Now, most people think leverage is just about credit or money. No, there are different forms of leverage. You can use credit to buy cars. You can use virtual assistants to handle your admin responsibilities. And you can use systems like AI based systems and automations to handle bookings and customer communication. Okay. Now, so let's get right into it. According to Kaufman Foundation, 90% of successful entrepreneurs rate themselves as highly risk tolerant, meaning that they're comfortable with leverage, right? But 70% of small business owners work more than 40 hours a week, which is completely normal, right? As a business owner, you have to accept the fact that working more than 80 hours a week is going to be a norm for you, right? Yet the entrepreneurs that are using systems, they scale way faster. Okay. And the reason why is because they know what leverage is. Leverage just means doing more with less of your own effort. Okay. It's the ability to multiply. So that's multiplying time, money, skills by using resources beyond yourself. And I'll give you an example. Okay. Money gives you the ability to multiply. However, when most people start making money, they don't want to let go of a little bit of money to multiply their time, to multiply their skills. They want to do everything themselves simply to keep the money. But let me ask you this. Would you rather have 100% of a grape or 50% of a watermelon? Okay? You make so much more progress when you use leverage. And in business, you move the world not with your own strength, but with other people's time, other people's money, and technology. And especially as we go in the AI age, you will see more and more people who are becoming extremely wealthy by simply leveraging AI. Okay. So starting at the type of leverage, number one, you have financial leverage. This is what everybody knows. This is using credit, loans, investors, joint venture deals to scale faster. This is a very important part of leverage, right? This is number one because it's the most important. And the reason why this is the most important is because you cannot build a business without money. It's plain and simple. You could try, you're going to be much slower, and you're going to go through a lot of headache. However, with money, right, and financial leverage isn't actually only about money. With money and relationships, you can scale much faster. Okay, for example, if you wanted to buy a car and you had $0 in your bank account today, but you had good credit, you can go pick up a business credit card for $50,000 and go buy 5 to 10 economy cars and start cash flowing anywhere from $10 to $12,000 a month, just like that. Okay, financial leverage saves you years of savings and fast tracks your success. Okay, now, here's the second type of leverage, that's human leverage. This is where most people never get to. Okay, you need to understand that you can multiply your time by outsourcing and hiring. Okay, and it doesn't have to be expensive. Hiring employees, virtual assistants, and contractors to free up your time. One of the things that I see in this car rental industry is that too many people are doing things themselves. They're detailing their cars themselves. They're trying to change their brakes. They're trying to do the oil changes themselves. and you just simply are not going to be able to scale quickly enough to do that. Let me give you an example. For us, we have 15 cars within our fleet, which means about every 30 to 45 days, we have to do maintenance on all the cars. If I said I was going to do every single oil change, first of all, I'm not a mechanic. I haven't specialized in it. So I could mess up and damage vehicles simply by doing the procedures incorrectly. That's number one. And number two, I just simply wouldn't have enough time to focus on the business if I had to do maintenance on 15 plus cars every 30 days. Okay? That's a lot of time and opportunities that you lose by dedicating that time to something that can be outsourced, and you can focus on growing your revenue and growing your fleet. Okay? Human leverage is important. You can use virtual assistants to outsource your phone calls, to outsource customer communication, to outsource day to day operations. Okay? This is very important, and most people just don't do it. And I don't understand why. Free up your time so you can focus on strategy. Strategy is the most important part of business, and that's how you end up being able to scale. That's type number two. Now, type number three, systems and technology. AI is the fastest growing technology in the world. If you're not able to build systems around AI and automation, you're just simply going to get left behind. You're going to be like Blockbuster that refused to innovate and got destroyed by Netflix. Okay. You're going to be like Nokia that refused to innovate and got destroyed by Apple. All right. Companies that don't adapt and innovate get left behind and destroyed. And that will happen every single time. So you need to be aware of the newest software, of the newest technology, of ways to automate processes that will save you a whole bunch of time. And most importantly, you need to be able to put together standard operating procedures. Okay. So this looks like what does this look like? This will be in the forms of fleet management software that tracks bookings, sends agreements, manages payments and deposits. Okay. CRM systems, right? Where you're able to automate customer communication. You're able to automate your funnels, right? Which is your lead to customer process, right? That funnel where if somebody signs up on your form, they have to go through a process until they pay you for your service. Okay, you need to be able to have that automated in some way, shape, or form. Otherwise, you're going to be simply too inefficient to scale and get beat by companies who do that. All right, very important. And type number four, you have brand and influence leverage. This is influencing other people's audience. So you have other people's money, other people's cars, other people's time. You have automation, which is software, which is technically other people's, right? Other people's systems. And now you have other people's audience. You can leverage and collab with mechanics, make partnerships with hotel, partnerships with Airbnb hosts. You can create these partnerships that will allow you to get consistent flow of customers and be able to scale easier. Okay. So using leverage to be able to scale your business is extremely important. This is a concept that most entrepreneurs don't understand. So for you, if you understand leverage, you're going to beat out most of your competition. Trust me. I've been in this car rental game for 3 years. I've seen people come in and out. They simply do not want to use systems. They want to do everything by themselves so they can keep all the money. They are way too slow. They don't want to invest in mentorships. They don't want to invest in other people's times. They don't want to hire, and they end up being going out of business because they're not making enough money, or it's simply not worth it to them. But what they don't understand is that they simply didn't use leverage the right way. If you're finding value in this content, subscribe to the channel and like this video. Click the link in the description below to join our free Facebook community if you're serious about starting and scaling your car rental business.